Hello, my name is Jean and I am a knitter. I had been working through the Certified Master Hand Knitter program from the Knitters Guild of America. I sent in my level 1 notebook full of samples and written all kinds of stuff and documentation. The reviewers looked at it closely and very, very thoroughly. And I received exactly the sort of feedback that I was looking for on the standards and the quality of my hand knitting. I also realized something that's very, very important to me. I love to knit. I hate writing research papers, as in, I managed to get a bachelor's degree from a very well respected college, and I never wrote a single research paper. I would write we would be graded on the outline, we would be graded on our topics, we would be graded on the final paper. And I would do absolutely everything but finish the paper because I hate writing research papers. And that is actually a significant portion of the Master Hand Knitting program. It's very important to them. They make it clear in the beginning of the in the description that you will be expected to do research and write about it and explain things and write things out and write things out in a way that would teach people things and to become competent in creating professional style written directions. And I absolutely adore knitting. I'm actually very good at writing a certain type of thing, but the research paper has never been near and dear to my heart. And I have, all the years of my life, refused to write them. So this is not new or surprising to people who know me well and have known me since before I went to college. I think I had to write research papers in high school. You want a compare and contrast essay? You got it. But the research paper just is not my cup of tea. And a research paper up to a very particular standard, and they make no bones about it, they have a very particular standard, is never going to happen. It's just, sorry, folks, it's just never going to happen. I have learned a lot about how I knit. I've learned a lot on how to make my knitting better and more consistent. And I have learned how to look excruciatingly critically at my own knitting, should I choose to do so. I usually do not choose to do so. This is not a failing or a critique of the Certified Master Hand Knitter program. Not in any way, shape, or form do I wish to make anyone think that I have negative, adverse, dislike. I believe in the quality of the program. I believe in the consistent standards I believe in the appropriateness of their desire to have things meet the standards, but I don't believe that it is right for me. So I have submitted my notebook. I have received my feedback. I have read through my feedback. I have examined my knitted work and not so much the written work, because the written work is as far as I am concerned. It is a program that covers more than just knitting. And the only part of it that I was truly interested in was the actual knitting. If you enjoy the writing portion, if you enjoy the research portion, then you will have absolutely no trouble zipping through this program and doing very well at it. I don't believe that I did a less than stellar job. I believe I did a rather average and typical job. I do know that I was able to inform the Guild of a technique that they were not aware of, as far as I know. They did not know about using the Easy Count guideline to identify the center of a knitted piece during the blocking process. And I believe I was able to explain that well enough that they now understand it. But I have to say, there's a little bitty part of me that says, I taught the Guild something. I taught the Guild something. The Guild also taught me a great deal, and I respect them for that. It is not where I need to be right now. I am going through a great deal of in-house changes and emotional growth and struggle in my personal life. And the goal I have received from several different people is that I need to focus on the things that make me happy, not the things that I have to struggle with, not the things that I need to improve. I've already got a whole list of that. Not anything other than knitting makes me happy, so I will knit. But I will not do research, and I will not write documentation, except for the little notes that I need to make things clear to myself. And I'm sure you've figured out this is both difficult for me to admit and important for me to admit. And letting go of things that add stress to your life is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Yes, the program has added some value, but I'm okay with stopping and letting things ride. And if I feel like going back to it after this major change in my life is complete and I have settled down again, I'll be okay. I may not be okay now, but I will be okay eventually. Deep down, I am a positive person, but there's a great deal of practicality in it. The glass is not half full. The glass is not half empty. You just poured yourself a drink in the wrong size glass. And that's really what it all boils down to. How big is my glass? And what do I want to put in it? Right now, I only want to add things to my life, if I have a choice, by adding things that make me happy. What I'm wearing right now is a rather old pie shawl. It's from the turn of the century, and it's made out of mohair. And yes, I can knit with mohair. No, I don't actually like it. I like some of the results. At one point, I had a blue one and a pink one, and I kept this one because the blue one just didn't fit my aesthetic. I've also learned how to put a shawl pin in a way that functionally keeps my shawl closed. Remember I talked about South Central Wisconsin? It's snowing right now, and it looks like it's going to keep snowing all day. I am going to be warm. I'm going to be happy. And as I hope you all do, I am going to keep knitting. Have a good day.